right, Grapple Fit Workout number 18. Sprawls and spins coming up in 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. Time. All righty. 45 seconds rest. Next up, TORRENADOS. I didn't know, Talia, that you hadn't been doing arm bars prior to Grapple Fit. You should have seen her, Eric. We were there Saturday. She had her dummy, and she was like busting out some arm bars like a champ. You know?
Gotta take those arms home for dinner.
Yeah. All right, TORRENADOS. 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Time. In the Eric, I know you've been to the advanced HIIT class several times, and FYI, we have 2 more workouts. Wednesday and then Friday, and then that advanced cycle is over. There's a week rest, and my plan is to do something with kettlebells next. I'll tell you more about it, but yeah, we only have 2 more workouts left. Back step pass. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Dad, you know how I know it's time to go back? I've been having the most vivid dreams of rolling at the gym. And like, I got woken up out of a great dream this morning. I had reverse Kesa, crushing top pressure, about to take him out, and then the alarm went off.
Ah. I know that
That's
feeling.
how you know it's time to return.
I know that feeling. Hey, the knee cuts. I've been trying to do like this across the side a little bit. You guys see that? It's just a little bit more convenient way instead of putting my foot between the legs. You know, you can try it if you want. You know what the knee cut is. You know what you're trying to do. Just go ahead and do it any way you can. Time. I still learn all the time by feeling my right side and then trying to teach my left side. Like even on those knee cuts, I notice little things I'm doing on one side that I'm not doing on the other. I'm like, well, let's do that. And then all of a sudden, my left side's clicking and feeling better. All right, here comes that combination. The right foot stuck, and you're just trying to answer it. Right foot stuck, and just go. You got 4 positions. Time. You know, I got to show you a move I've been doing for years. So when I've got my foot stuck and I managed to get my head on this side of their arm, what I do is I try to push and I try to get this knee to the ground. And then I work to try to like just get a mount from here. That's a great part to put in that last drill. But next up, around the world. around the world. You can put that in there if you want. You got half mount, and you got to go to mount. Put in your arm bars if you can. Ah. I just love nailing those S mounts from the mount on that dummy. All right, deadlifts. You got to turn the dummy over. Gosh, I don't know about you guys, but those are toasty. I feel those. You know, you can make that one of it what you will. I just took my time, did real disciplined deadlifts, did about 30. You know, if I was a beast, I could have done more, but you know, I'm just trying to discipline my technique, squeeze my glutes, bend over rows. Time. Kneeling presses. All right, let's go. Time. Whew. All right. That's tough. On this next exercise, you'll see it's divided up into 2 rounds. One round is for one arm, and the other round's for the other arm. So hang on with one if you can, and then switch when we're supposed to switch. Let's go. Hang in there. 10 seconds. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Other arm. Time. You guys like how that's broken up into arms like that? What I'm going to start doing is increasing the one arm grips a little bit every time. So that was 45 seconds per arm, which for me was challenging. I'm grabbing it by the waist. The sucker's heavy. So it's room to grow. I don't know about your forearms, but look at those forearms. All right, 5 seconds. We're at the top. Sprawls. Ah. When you guys develop a tight grip, it's very hard for your opponents to deal with that. Especially if you're playing guard and you grab them by the collar and they can't break that grip. Or if you're standing and you grab them by the collar standing and they can't break that grip. All right, TORRENADOS. Time. Back step pass. Oh. 5 seconds. Half mount transitioning. That might be a way of naming that. Half mount transitioning. Might want to take your shoes off for that one, so your foot doesn't get stuck in between the legs as easy. Time. I got an idea, guys. Hey, so what's up next? Around the world.
X-Pass.
Oh, sorry, X-Pass. Oh, you're right. Shoot. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Just trying something. I'm experimenting with something, tying my ankle to the dummy. You guys see that? I'm trying to emulate like a half guard, like some resistance. So I'm like, bam, boom, pop, and just my leg is stuck. And it's feeling good. I'll share it with you later. Around the world. All right. All right. All right, deadlifts. Hey, at the end of the workout, I want to share something with you. I just kind of came across accidentally. Oh, man. Hey, guys, check out this variation right here. You ready? So I got a little slack on the neck. You see that? Now watch this. You see me jumping on those deadlifts? Jumping? That's hard. Bent over rows. Ah. All right. All right. Last one, guys. On 10 seconds. Switch. I don't know about you guys, but those grips are still pretty tough. All right, sweaty selfie time. All right. Hey, so man, I was just coming up with all kind of like interesting ideas here. I want to share it with you real quick. Or maybe I can describe it to you. So, I mean, if you ever own a martial arts school, you'll probably have tons of belts laying around in your basement. All right. You'll have gray belts and white belts and black belts and purple belts and blue belts. And so I got all these belts, right? And so I can like do interesting things with them. And one thing that I did was I tied onto the dummy's leg and then I tied onto my ankle so that I gave myself a leash about maybe that long. And so what that did for me was when I was like practicing those X passes, my leg was coming up and like it would reach an end. It would go boom and it would reach an end. You know, can you imagine that, Eric? You know what I mean? And so it was like, it was giving me feedback. It was giving me like a little resistance. And I was like, so I'd like bang it in there a few times, like boom, boom, boom. And then I'd go knee cut slice. And there was like a short enough length that it wasn't letting my leg go like I wanted it to go. And like to get free once I did that knee slice. So I was like, all right. You know, and like I was fighting. I was using my other foot to like try to push back whatever was there. And it felt real. It felt like very close to what I would expect in a match. And then I was like, all right. So I transitioned to side control. I put my foot back into like the legs as if I was like in a half mount, right? Doing shoulder pressure on his face. And then what I did was I jumped up either like into like a headquarters, or I went to the mount and tried to like walk up high in the mount and keeping my foot like trapped in between the legs, at least pretending like it was, because it really wasn't. Like the leash isn't short enough for that. And then what I did was I jumped off with a back step and then practiced pushing with my other foot against the belt as if my foot was still stuck. You understand what I'm saying? And then I just would go in reverse. I would like, you know, jump back up to the mount or the quarter mount. They call that the quarter mount. When just your foot's stuck in the legs, that's called a quarter mount. And then I just, you know, slid off into the, like that, into the starting position. And so experiment a little bit with that, Eric, you know, like see what that's like for you. It was a simple thing. And I think it added a little bit to that drill for me. And did you see me doing those deadlifts and doing some jumps on them? Did you see me doing that? Yeah, that's something where I don't think we're doing like a minute of that or 45 seconds of that. That's something like maybe you do 10 of and work like that. You know, that was tough. And then something else I want to think about too, and then I'll cut off here. And that is maybe some kind of spacer if we put it inside the crotch or maybe further down the legs so that the dummy's legs don't look like this. The dummy's legs look like that. And if we can get the dummy's legs to look like that, I think it'll be a little safer and easier with the foot in there when we're doing transitioning, you know, backstepping and knee cutting and X passing. And even like, you know, that drill that we do in the HIIT where we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing those hurdles. This dummy looked like it's like a natural like presentation for hurdles in that regard. You know, I could see like working that as an exercise into this when, you know, like, have you noticed like the top group of exercises that we do in the menu is for technique and the bottom tech part is for like strength and conditioning? Have you guys noticed that? So I'm trying to differentiate the two. And if we were to do something like a hurdle drill on the dummy's legs, that would be strength and conditioning, but it's also technique. Believe it or not, like there's a guard passing drill where my professor Hanato Tavares used to have us, the partner would just lie down with the legs like this, and you had to like step through and do some step through passing. In fact, that's what it's called. If you go to Jiu-Jitsu and you look through the guard passing section, it's broken down into styles of guard passing, and or specific techniques or names for a particular maneuver, like the backstep pass or the knee cut, or one of them is called step through passing. And it's kind of like you step through these little spaces and you get to where you want to get. Like Pimenta was really good at that. He was just so good at that. He was also good at flying in the air and ending up where he wanted to. So like if he passed your guard, he would just jump over your legs and like bury your chest or your hips or something with his shins, and you'd just be done. He was remarkable. So hey, cool. And Talia, you missed the part about tying your leg. You want me to? You guys want me to show you real quick? You want to see? Are you guys in any rush?
No rush. My battery died after you took the pictures. It gave up.
All right. I mean, I figured, Talia, I knew something happened to you. So you guys see that? You see that right there, right? So maybe on your off time, you guys can develop this and make it better.
What if we did this during rolling with live people? You just take a belt, tie one foot to their foot, see what happens. That would be fun.
You know, over the years, I've utilized the belt to choke people and tie them up. Like I've literally, like without people knowing it, tied their arms, tied their legs, and then all of a sudden they realize they're stuck or caught. And that is so fun. You have to be several tiers better than your opponent. You can't really do this to somebody as good or better unless you do something like catch their belt, feed it behind their back, and bring it around their neck. Like you can do stuff like that sometimes. Sometimes you can catch the belt and do things with chokes against people as good or better. But you know, it's very hard to just time up cute like a wrangler or a cowboy, you know? And that is so fun. So what I wanted to show you was, you guys see this, right? See how this is stuck on my foot? I did this during a couple rounds because I just accidentally just ran into it. So like during our X passes, I get a little resistance here. Look how the dummy's leg comes up a little bit, right? You see that? And so I'm like, da, da, and I go to my knee cut, and you guys can't see it, but my foot is stuck back there. I can't bring this foot any further than that. It's stuck. So what it does is it creates like a little sense of realism. Like, because normally your partner's not going to be flat. Your partner's going to be like this on their side. You know, maybe their upper body will be flat, but this will be sideways, and they'll be hanging on. So normally what you do in a situation like this is you use this foot to try to kick their legs back, right? And if it doesn't work, if you can't get that, what you do is you come back and you put yourself in a position like this. Remember I was talking about this? This is like the half mount. And so like you can either try to like get your leg free here by pushing on their legs or pushing in here, but my leg's still stuck. So like it's kind of cool. Like I'm like, okay, I'm still stuck. I gotta still kind of go with the flow a little bit here and kind of keep my leg in here. But then what I'll do is I'll go to the mount, right? And I'll try to pull my leg to the mount. But look, it really is stuck. Like I can't get that foot on the ground. I can get my knee on the ground, but I can't get my foot on the ground. So that length that I'm using might actually be pretty good. I don't know what that is, but that might be pretty good for me. So I'm like, all right, I'm still stuck. So I'll backstep. Now my leg did come out, but remember, this guy's hips are probably going to be here, and my foot's probably going to still be stuck in there. But the tether is giving me that feeling like I'm still stuck. You see that? That's kind of cool. I can even push here, try to get that sense of realism. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to win here. I'm not going to win here. So what I'll do is I'll come back up and go through my routine again. You guys see that? So this is like the pattern. So give it, I don't know, check it out. Like experiment with it. I definitely was feeling an exercise component during the X passes. I was just having a hard time with the X passes. I was like, I mean, I know what the X pass is. I go through the technique, but damn it, I want a little resistance. I want somebody like holding me back a little bit. I want something biting onto my ankle, something biting onto my foot, not letting me get away for free. And I found that the dummy, because it was flexible and its leg would lift, was giving me a little exercise component with it too. So just experiment. I have a feeling that like there's just so much out there that could be done with this dummy. It's just a matter of spending some time. And if you guys see something, learn something, develop something, I mean, share it. Share it. Let me know. You know what I mean?
This has nothing to do with the dummy, and I don't know how exactly you gave me this idea. I think when you said the word leash and then talking about building grips, but I just thought of a fun thing to do when it's back to normal and we can partner up as like a warm up is you get one of those rope dog toys. Well, it's like you like have two people and you have the smaller person put two hands, third person put one hand, and then try to get it away from the other person for any way possible. And that would be like the craziest grip strength, fun building, tug of war ever. Don't ask me how I thought of it, but it just popped in my mind. I figured I'd say it.
in the kids classes, I have kids fight over balls, and I have them also fight over my gi top. So I'll take my gi top off, and I'll have them each grab. And basically I say, look, you can do any damn thing you want. You can throw them, you can, pull guard, you can, use your jiu-jitsu, but you need to win that gi. You need to get that gi away from that person. And it's so fun. And we've done it with adults too. We used to do it with rubber knives. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? We did that one test. You guys remember that test? And that's different too, Eric. When you have a rubber knife and all of a sudden this guy's like this or this girl's like this, you converge to that arm. Bella Hiva is gone, right? It's all gone, right? It's just, okay, there's that knife. I need to handle that. And yeah, so that's a great idea. Like when we do start getting back to things, maybe that would be a good drill to throw in, like some kind of rope or throw in the gi top. So it's a great idea. Like, I mean, when you have like 2 to 3 decades of teaching martial arts, and there's rainy days and there's, time, you'd be surprised all the things that come up, that I'll try to get on. I'll try to get on a little early if I can for this. Well, no, I can't. I can't get on early tonight. I teach the kickboxing, but I will see you whether it's in my car or picking up buffalo wings. I'll see you guys tonight. And thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.